What is going on, guys? It's Josh as Unigamer here. I am back once again. It is 4:12 a.m. over here in England. The PS4 the Sony conference has just finished, and well, I'm going to take you through it, take what's happened, and just quickly go through it. I'm going to try and make this one a little bit quicker than the Microsoft one I done, not because it's Sony, I don't like them, because I do, and not because it's 4 a.m. and I want to go to bed, which I do, but just because it's for you. It'll make it short and briefer for you. Right, starters, add a dubstep intro, which, of course, nowadays instantly makes things better. And then a guy came out, can't remember his name, the one of the big guys, he came out and he actually thanked the crowd, which was nice. Something Microsoft didn't do so much, especially considering most people hate Microsoft at the moment. So that was nice. They then went on to talk about the PS Vita, which is something I'm very intrigued about due to the fact I have one and I actually really like it. It's got so much potential and it hasn't been used to the maximum. There's some really good games and they can make some even better ones. So I was really hoping there were going to be some games mentioned. Nothing really new in terms of games. They mentioned the Batman Origins. They mentioned a game called Counter Spy, Killzone Mercenary, I think it's called as well, which looks pretty cool, and Tearaway. They did announce a God of War HD. It's God of War 1 and 2 in an HD pack, which is obviously on PS3. That's coming for Vita. And then they mentioned what we know about Final Fantasy X HD and 10.2, which a lot of people are still looking very forward to. Me, not too interested in them, but it's still kind of cool, I guess. But and then this is another pretty cool announcement, I guess. I've already played them on console, but the Walking Dead Telltale series is coming out on Vita, which is awesome. They're also doing a new Walking Dead bundle, which is pretty sweet, I guess. So if you haven't got a Vita already, that might be quite cool. And they mentioned the new Walking Dead episode coming out called 400 Days, which is also going to come out on Vita as well as everything else. So I can't wait for that. Um, the cool thing, hopefully, about the Vita when the PS4 comes out, they seem to not be focusing on bringing out new games for it so much now, which is a shame. But they are still pushing this whole remote play thing with the PS4, which is what I've largely been hoping. I hope it works really well. Obviously, being able to, like with the Wii U, being able to go from playing on the screen to playing on your Vita screen, any PS4 game. I really hope that kind of is around at launch, or at least very close to launch, but they didn't say, so hopefully it means it will be. That's all they had for the Vita. They then went on to PS3, bragged about The Last of Us a bit, which, by the way, I cannot wait to play. Um, so yeah, they show a trailer for sort of thing for that, which was kind of weird. I mean, it's not out in America yet, but a lot of the press have played it now, so and reviewed it. They show some game called Puppeteer, which don't care about. A kind of funky game called Rain, which I don't really know about, but it looked cool. You like play as some invisible thing, and it's always raining. They then show a trailer for GT6, and the trailer revealed that the game does indeed contain solar panels, which everyone's been asking about. And they just show a little trailer of the fact they've still got lots planned for the PS3. They've still got Batman, Arkham Origins, which looks to be similar to the other Batman games recently. Um, they've got exclusive content, and they announced they are releasing a PS3 GTA 5 bundle. Which, if you're a bit late to the party, haven't got a PS3 yet, then that's a good place to start, I think. Right, now that they've got all their Vita and PS3 stuff out of the way, they went on to the main part of the show, which was obviously the PS4. They started off by showing the console, which we all knew was going to happen, and we were all quite looking forward to seeing what it looked like. Much like the Xbox One, it's kind of ugly. My first initial reaction when I first saw it is it looks like a Hawpage game capture box, just a bit bigger. Looks kind of like the slimline PS2 as well, actually. It looked alright. I mean, I think the Xbox One looks alright as well. Um, but yeah, PS2 Slim. It looked a bit like that. Then they went on to talk about TV. They had their, or TV and music. They had their little their little TV talk, and everyone in the stream was like, "Oh no, why are they doing a Microsoft?" And it was like, it was gonna happen. We knew this was gonna happen. It didn't happen when they revealed, so they had to do this. Luckily, it didn't take as long. It went on for a bit, but it wasn't as long as the Microsoft one at their reveal. It seems like they've got a similar sort of thing going, like they had with the PS3 with the Music Unlimited and Movie Unlimited. I never used it. I mean, haven't used my PS3 as much as my 360 in general, but I never used any of that stuff. And they tried to like throughout keep on mentioning that they were aiming for gamers, which was good, and they obviously knew to do that after Microsoft, so that was clever and quite funny. Um, they mentioned the fact they've got Redbox Instant for America, which doesn't affect me, but there you go. It's another added feature. I don't know how big Redbox Instant is in America at the moment, so I don't know how much of a good thing that is. But the more the merrier, I guess. Um, then the Japanese CEO guy Shu Yoshida came out, and he was awesome. Had no idea what he was saying, but he was awesome, and he genuinely seemed really happy to be there. And he announced that there was this new IP coming, and they played this trailer, and I was like, okay, there's Big Ben. It's in bloody London. It's in my hometown. Apart from I'm not from London, home country is what I meant there. It looked kind of set in the Victorian sort of London era, except they busted out of this carriage and had all these sort of futuristic-y old style weapons, I don't know. And then it seemed they were attacked. There were these four people, they come out of this carriage. It seems like they were attacked by what looked like werewolves. So like werewolves in Victorian London. Films have done it before. It's awesome. It was called The Order, and it looked pretty cool from the trailer. There's no gameplay, but that is an exclusive to the PS4, so hopefully that's going to be pretty cool. They then shoot a little highlight reel of the games that they announced at the reveal. So there was Killzone, which, as before, it looked stunning. I mean, Killzone's never been my favourite because I've always kind of found it a bit generic, but it does look very good. It looks very, very nice. There's then Drive Club, which once again didn't really wow me. Looked kind of generic again, like with that, like just a typical racing game. They didn't flesh it out to make out whether it was anything cool. But then there was infamous Second Son, which the facial animation on the trailer just looked amazing, and it looks quite good. I'm looking forward to seeing some gameplay from that. And then there was Knack, which just, I don't know, it looks like, I don't know, if you think of a standard arcade game, Xbox Live arcade game or PSN game you can download. It doesn't look that great, but maybe it could be a bit of a Ratchet and Clank sort of hit. They then show this part of this kind of cool deck demo for something called the Dark Sorcerer, and it plays out. It's this angry old man. Looks really, really good. Like, it's a tech demo, so it's going to look really good. And like, you think it's this evil sorcerer, and then all of a sudden it just cuts, and they're actually on like a film studio, and it's all green screen, and they're like, it's as if they're filming a video game. And you'll go watch it. I won't spoil it too much. There was then a game called The Witness, which, no, sod that. Then the guys from Supergiant Games came out to talk about their game called Transistor. They obviously made the game Bastion, which was very popular, and it kind of had a very cool art style. So did this, it seemed. It was kind of top down, kind of similar sort of to Bastion, I guess, but you seem to play as a female role. Don't really know much about it, but it looks kind of cool for an indie game. And from that indie game, they went to focus on a lot of other indie games, explaining how developers can, they can just do what they want. They can make whatever game they want, basically, which is really, really cool. It's what PC's got already, and it's something that I wish Microsoft had mentioned, but there was nothing about that, really. So they announced some indie games they're going to be getting at launch, including Don't Starve, which is on PC, I've played it a bit, it is very cool. Mercenary something or other, forgot the name. Really crazy game called Octodad, Dadliest Catch. What? Looked really kind of funny and weird, but it's probably cool. Secret Ponchos, Outlast, which is a horror game. which I think I've seen some gameplay or something or a trailer on PC for that, and it looked really cool and really creepy. And then they're also making an Oddworld remake of the first game, which is cool. And there was some more indie games as well. Um, Next up, they quickly mentioned the guys from Blizzard and how they were getting Diablo 3 exclusive DLC. Nothing much. I think it was just some costumes, so nothing to get too excited about. And then, what a lot of people, I guess, had been waiting for, not me so much, but Square Enix. The guy wasn't actually there. They had a pre-filmed thing of him talking, and he starts playing this trailer. You're like, oh, he mentions Final Fantasy 13 verses, so you think it's going to be that, and it is. But wait, it then gets to the end of the trailer, it says Final Fantasy verses 13, or 13 verses, and then changes to Final Fantasy 15. So obviously, Final Fantasy 13 verses no longer exists as that name. It's now Final Fantasy 15. I don't know why they've done that. I mean, 13 verses has been talked about for so long, and there's still no gameplay. I'm pretty sure it's just the trailer. Looked pretty crazy. Looked pretty different in terms of the other Final Fantasies. There was actually a little bit of gameplay in the trailer. I think you did see some, and it looked kind of like, if you think of what Advent Children, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, the film. It looked kind of like that. Lots of jumping around, sort of thing, and no new characters by the looks of it, as far as I know. I mean, I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, but my sister is, so I've kind of been brought up around it quite a lot, so I do know some stuff. They then show another trailer, which we pretty much all knew was coming. It was Kingdom Hearts 3. It was a bit of a teaser trailer. As I said, that was kind of leaked beforehand, so everyone kind of knew that was coming. But that's got a lot of people happy, because a lot of people have been waiting for that for a long time. And once again, I have played the Kingdom Hearts games a bit, but it was always my sister that played them when we grew up. And they're cool. I quite liked them. I enjoyed watching them, and I enjoyed playing bits of them as well. They then quickly mentioned Final Fantasy 14 as well, which is kind of weird. Like, they go from a trailer for Final Fantasy 15 to Final Fantasy 14, but is that an online one? I don't really know much about that, so I will move on. They done some Assassin's Creed 4 stuff. They showed some more gameplay of like stealthy in jungle stuff, and then he ends up on a boat in a big naval battle, which was pretty cool. Graphically, it looked pretty good. Pretty good. It looked very good, but it seemed typical Assassin's Creed stuff. But that should be quite cool, being a pirate. We then got to see some more Watch Dogs as well. It was pretty cool gameplay. He was kind of guiding his friend. Was trying to find like one of his friends or something, and then guided him by looking through security cameras. Guided his friend out of this place without these people seeing him, and then they escape. You should go watch that, definitely. The reason it was on the Sony conference is because they had exclusive DLC again. All this exclusive DLC is really pointless. It's just costumes and stuff. It's really not exciting. Then, for all you basketball fans, probably more of you in America for this, they announced NBA 2K14, which, I mean, the graphics did look very good. I don't know what basketball player it was. I don't know much basketball. But the comparison, they had like a comparison of a real life the basketball player and then the computer generated one, and it looked really, really good. Once again, the facial animations were just incredible. And then after that, up popped the Elder Scrolls Online, and they announced they had a partnership with Bethesda. So once again, probably some exclusive DLC, but they did say there's an exclusive beta that's going to be on PS4. So that's quite cool. That's a bit more cool exclusive stuff. We also saw a trailer, and it looked kind of sweet. I guess MMOs have never really been my thing, but that could change for the next gen, as you'll probably tell later. But this could be, it could be like the next WoW. Who knows? We'll see. It looks okay. It doesn't look like anything special, to be honest, but who knows? We then had something which I had no idea about, the world premiere of Mad Max the video game. It's that film. That was one of my mum's films. That is. I mean, I think I've seen most of the first one, and I do know about it, of course. But there's a Mad Max video game coming out, which could be cool. Hopefully it will be. I mean, obviously it's post-apocalyptic. I completely messed that up. It's got exclusive DLC again, which fair enough, I guess. Whoop-de-doo. There was a teaser trailer for that, really, but hopefully that's going to be cool. And then what came next? Oh, and then here came a bombshell. Already, I mean, before this conference, I was thinking, especially with the rumours of the price, I was thinking I might actually have to switch back to Sony. Number one, because of price, because of all the controversy with DRM and all that stuff. So I was already thinking that, outcome the guy from the beginning again, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, we're gonna support used games." Crowd goes crazy. Like just tons of people go whoop whoop whoop, and then he even goes, "Doesn't need to be online either." Boom! Crowd goes crazy again. I'm like, what has Microsoft done? They've just shot themselves in the foot, and honestly, I don't know how they're going to turn it around. Like games wise, I can't really think of anything that they've got some cool games. Watched my last video; they've got some cool looking games, but most of the great games are coming out on both, it seems. So Microsoft really have shot themselves in the foot. They then went to talk on about the PSN a bit more, which was quite interesting. They're keeping PS Plus, which is cool because I really like that. Actually, I'm not a massive fan of PSN on PS3 at the moment, but PS Plus is really good. I really like it, and it's a great idea, and that's going to carry over, which is cool. It does now seem, he pretty much announced it, that you need to be a PS Plus member to be able to play games online. So that basically means it's less than $5 still, so probably $4.99 whatever you want to, whatever currency you're in. So £5 or whatever, or less actually, it's probably going to be to play online on your PlayStation on the PS4, which is completely fine by me. Like we still get the instant game collection, and loads of other discounts of games, loads of other features. So honestly, I think it's completely fair, and I will happily pay, of course, as I pay for my Xbox now. And well, yeah, and what the launch PS Plus members get, they get Drive Club PS Plus version, which I don't know how different that is to the normal version, but that's a free game on launch. And as much as Drive Club doesn't look that amazing at the moment, I'll certainly, I'll be a PS Plus member definitely if I get one. And I won't say no to a free game, and then they'll get more and more every month. So that's awesome. They then, to finish off, went on to the Destiny gameplay, which a lot of people have been very interested. Obviously, this is coming out on the Xbox One as well, but Bungie, once again, there was an exclusive deal with Sony, so they're going to get all the exclusive DLC and stuff first, and the gameplay looked really, really cool. I really liked it. Some people may think a bit generic, but the whole MMO shooter looked cool. The graphics were great. It kind of had a Halo-y feel to it, as we all kind of know, which is cool by me, but still different enough to identify as a different game, I think. And like the whole getting loot and obviously playing with your friends would be really cool. And then at the end, it sort of had, I don't know if you've played Defiance or was it Rift? They have like these Arkful events where everyone has to kind of team up to take down this big boss. They basically have one of them happen at the end, which was pretty cool. And it essentially ended on that. And I was quite impressed by that. So I'm looking forward to Destiny, but that's obviously a long way away. So we're going to see a lot more about that. And then right at the very end, the last thing I was waiting for, kind of looking at my watch like, Jesus, I need to go to bed, was the price. It had been rumoured that it was going to be $399, which is significantly cheaper than the Xbox One. And it was correct. It was $399 and £349 and €399. Boom. That's basically confirmed that I may well be going back to Sony, and I honestly cannot see how Microsoft are going to get out of this one. Obviously, there's still going to be plenty of sales for Microsoft. I would love to get one day, but obviously, I'm not rich. I need to pick one or the other, and even that's hard enough to get one for me. So, at the moment, it's definitely PlayStation, and I thought it was going to take a lot to get me back onto Sony's side, but Microsoft has shot themselves in the foot. I mean, I don't know. I thought the PS4 was going to be announced, and it was actually going to end up being quite similar to the Xbox One, and maybe it was originally, but they saw this bad press that Xbox were getting, and just Just no DRM, no punishment for used games, and still the good online service, even though you have to pay for it now. But so what? So there you go, guys. Some pretty cool stuff. Overall, the Microsoft conference was kind of more entertaining, I guess, but in terms of the footage they show, I kind of preferred it. But in terms of PS4 versus Xbox One, I'm on PS4 right now, and I really didn't think I would be, but I am. It's cheaper, it supports used games, no DRM. It's got quite a few sort of exclusive DLC deals, which isn't much, but it's a nice twist. The indie games, that's a big one for me. I love good indie games. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Comment below and let me know what you think about which one you're planning on, like perhaps pre-ordering, what you liked about them, what you don't like about them, and I will try to reply to them. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It is 4:30 a.m. on a Tuesday morning here. Sorry if I've been a bit over the place, but my main aim is to get this video to you ASAP, so subscribe if you want to see more. I've obviously got all my other game series. I am now on Twitter as well, at Unigamer, so follow me on there. My name is Josh, and I have been Unigamer, and I will see you next time. I am going to bed. Bye bye!